14 clear signs he only wants sex with you, girl, and not a relationship. Now, number one, he explicitly tells you that he just wants sex. My darling, just take him for his words. Men like that cannot be manipulated to want anything other than that. So don't go in thinking he may later change his mind if you did something to prove that you love him. You will get hurt, my darling. Men know what they want, and the brave ones will tell you up front from day one that this is what they want, whether you like it or not. All right, while those sneaky ones will show you through their inconsistency, not picking up your calls, not talking with you right after sex. So never ignore their behavioral patterns, all right? Now, if a guy that you're sleeping with decides that he wants more and he's interested in a relationship, he usually will tell you, he will let you know that, oh, my darling, I am starting to develop feelings for you. So what would it be? Now, if you want more than what he is willing to offer, it can be tempting for your brain to twist the things that he has said to you into them wanting a relationship with you, okay? Number two, another sign that he only wants sex with you is that he only wants to meet you up when he knows sex is a likely possibility. So if the guy that you're sleeping with is down to meeting you late at night in your house or his, but he isn't so into getting together for brunch or for lunch or movie dates during the daylight hour, it's highly likely that he only wants sex. But if you guys tend to meet up for other activities like bowling, catching up, having dates, and you end up sneaking away to have kinky sex, there is a good chance that he's interested in more than just hooking up for sex alone. But then again, your connection is so red hot that it's tough to ignore that sexual bliss or that sexual chemistry going on between both of you. Number three, if your conversations are always on the surface level, nothing intellectually stimulating, but then you find that it's always tilting towards sex. I mean, even the blind can tell you that he wants you for sex. Because when you're interested in developing a relationship with a guy, you work to get to know him on a different level that's beyond what you get from sex. So if he keeps the conversation talking about sex all the time, or he keeps it at a surface level, asking about your day, but not caring to get to know your past, asking about your weekend plans, he has never asked about what you want for your future, he's likely only after sex, my darling. If you want that, fine. If you don't, just run away. Number four, one major sign that he only wants to sleep with you is the constant return to sexual conversations such as sexting and dirty talk, despite your attempt to steer the conversation in another direction. So if every time you talk, the guy you're seeing brings up sex here, sex this, sex that, he's likely only after one thing and one thing only, which is sex. Honestly, sexual conversations can be fun, but if it's all that you both have to say to each other, it's a sign that he's working to keep your connection carnal only. Number five, he has no interest in your social circle. He has no interest in your friends. He has no interest in knowing your family. Look, a guy who is only interested in sex won't be interested in meeting your family, your friends, your colleague or anything. A guy who wants to get to know you on a relationship level and be part of your life will usually be excited and maybe a little nervous about meeting the people closest to you. Now, you may ask yourself, oh, what if you're in the same circle? If you're already in the same circle, you have the same friends, he might take steps to keep your relationship secret from your mutual friends so that they don't know that, oh, you guys have something going, he's hanging with you and all of that stuff. Now, if this happened, it is a very clear sign that he only wants sex with you. Plus, this is also a case when he doesn't also introduce you to his friends, his family, his close circle of people, right? The people that he digs with. He keeps you a secret from them. Just know that he's only interested in your body. Number six, if you notice that both of you never hang out together, but yet he tells you to come over for Netflix and chill, which he never allows you to get into the movie at all once you arrive at his house, No conversation, none of that stuff. He just dives into touching and kissing and smooching you until your clothes come off. Then right after that, you both are back to being strangers. He doesn't even make an effort to talk to you or something like that. He doesn't even make an effort to know you. Sis, don't be fooled. He just wants your booty. If that's what you want and you don't mind, then by all means, enjoy the ride. Are you getting it? Now, number 7, he only wants to meet in the evenings. As we all know, nighttime is traditionally known as the time for sex. And if the guy you're hooking up with only wants to see you after dark, there is a good chance that he's not interested in a relationship with you. It's hard. I mean, like, it's sad to recognize this. But on the other hand, you need to know that a guy who wants to get to know you on an emotional level is likely to want to spend time with you during the daylight hours. So pay attention to when a guy calls or sends you a text message too. If it's only at night or it's only for phone sex, he's probably not thinking about you during the day. Him only reaching out to you after dark just simply means that he's looking for a hookup, aka booty call. Now, if you want to see if he's potentially interested in more, try leaving him on red one night and not reaching back to him until the sun comes up. Watch if he responds quickly or if he waits till the next night to reach out to you. Then you know that he just wants you for sex. Number 8, he usually leaves after sex, or he would ask you to leave, or doesn't even bother if you decide to leave, at the wake of dawn. Then you know it doesn't run deep for him. A guy who is mostly considering moving forward with a relationship would want to spend ample time with you right after hooking up. Now, do this, right? Do this whenever he comes over to your place. Take note of how long he hangs out after you're done having sex with him. But if you're the one who is over at his place, just listen to what he says after you're done hooking up. If he's quick to, mention work that he has to do, or other reasons to make you feel like you need to leave, he probably just wants no string attached kind of sex. Number 9, he leaves you on red a lot. Now, a guy who is interested in more than sex will enjoy talking to you, and he isn't likely to let your text go without a response, no matter how busy he is, and maybe not, at least not every time, right? So if you find that you're always double texting, you're the one who is initiating the calls, you're the one who is reaching out to start off the conversation, or he often lets conversation trail off, he's probably only interested in sex. If you notice that a guy is leaving you on red quite often, it's possible that he doesn't want a relationship with you. So try leaving him on red once in a while, and if he really likes you, it will draw his attention and remind him that he needs to put in work to keep your interest. Okay, number 10, he often cancels plans. Now, a guy who is only interested in sex isn't going to make plans with you a priority. So when a guy is interested in a relationship, he will move you towards the top of his priority list. So you need to pay attention to how often he cancels plans, all right? Or how often he forgets to call up on the plans that you guys have had. If it's a regular thing, it's likely that he only sees you as a hookup. And of course, life happens and everyone has to cancel or change plans from time to time. But remember that you're looking for patterns, not occasional one-off. So if it's a pattern, just know that he only wants you for hookup, and you decide for yourself if you want to stay in that relationship with him or not. But for me, I would advise that you leave that sort of relationship, because at the end of the day, you get hurt. He's the one who is benefiting your coochie. All right. And number 11, it's always on his schedule when he tends to make time for you, but only when it's convenient for him. So if you find out that you're always bending to his schedule, to his timing, it's likely that he's only interested in sex. Whenever he wants it, he fixes his time, or he fixes you in his time. On the other hand, a guy who is interested in you interested more than sex, is more likely to make an extra effort to see you, even if it means driving a long distance or missing out on an hour or two of sleep, right? So to prove whether he's willing to see you on your own schedule, you need to invite him over at a different time than usual and then see if he's willing to accommodate you. Now, if you usually meet up at his place, ask him to come over to yours. If you normally get together at your place, switch it up and see if he's down to having you over, or if he's down to having you over in a mutual spot. Now, his willingness to accommodate what's convenient for you can be a sign of how serious he is about moving things forward. Are you getting me? Number 12, you notice that the relationship is not moving forward. It's always stuck. Like, it's always stuck at a meet for sex. Then that's just what it is, sex only relationship. Because the truth be told, relationships progress at different speeds, right? And if you're stuck just getting together for sex, it's a good sign that things are getting stagnant. And there is no need to stick around if you're looking for more than meeting up for sex. So before you decide that it's time to move on, you may want to have a conversation with this guy about whether he's interested in taking things to the next level. And if you can't bring yourself to that level of having such conversation, it is best for you to just leave and cut off all forms of communication with this guy so that you could mentally move forward, even if he reaches out, all right? Because you know his intentions for reaching out is to have sex with you. Number 13, you sense it. You get the feeling that it's just sex. Look, sometimes you instinctively know when it's just about sex, when he just wants sex. So don't waste too much time trying to convince yourself otherwise. If you feel in your guts, because it's always there, your instincts are never wrong. If you feel it in your guts that there isn't any connection, then decide how you would like to proceed. If you're feeling fulfilled from the physical aspect of the relationship and you want it to last, you want it to continue, by all means, go for it. But if you're more interested in an emotional connection that your partner can't provide, then it may be time for you to move on to someone who can actually provide. Don't get stuck in a relationship hoping that they will change. If they don't change in how many months or in a year, know that they will never change. And number 14, he gets pretty much awkward or tries to change the topic when you bring up a relationship, status quo. Maybe you've tried to chat with a guy you're sleeping with about where your relationship is headed, and he gets weird. If he changes the subject or he changes the topic, or if he tells you that he doesn't like labels, or he says that you're just hanging out, he's giving you yet another sign that all he wanted was just sex. And if you know that you want more than what your hookup is giving you or is willing to offer, then it's okay to move on. I mean, shit happens. Ooh. You don't want me? I'm sure there are other people out there who would want you, all right? So you don't need to stick with a situation that isn't giving you the fulfillment that you need. But if you're happy, with staying purely physical with this person, by all means, go. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy that slutty side of you. But if you want something more, don't be afraid to cut ties with this guy who doesn't want anything other than sex from you, okay? All right, because sometimes we girls, we think that, when we just stay and do something more or make him love us, do so much, he will understand, he will come around and, maybe take the relationship to the next level. Don't ever think that way. If you want more than sex and he's not willing to give you, run. Okay? All right, then thank you so much, guys, for taking that time out to be on my channel, communicate with me, engage this post. Thank you so much for subscribing. Until I come your way, do know that I love you. Mwah.